How did Marcus Aurelius become Marcus Aurelius? How was he not broken by the stress, by the pain, about the pressure that was put on him? He would have pointed to one practice which helped him through his lifetime. The location and time of the practice that he did was irrelevant. It didn't matter. But what he was writing was powerful. Journaling. Marcus's favourite philosopher, Epictetus, he said that people work on their bodies but not their soul. Now, what Marcus was doing when he was journaling, what he was participating in was spiritual combat. He wasn't just writing on a piece of paper, no. What he was doing is strengthening his mind and his soul. He was building that inner fortress within him. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where we strive to be 1% better than yesterday. Now thanks for Daily Stoic for that information because it's very interesting. Now I'm gonna be real with you. I've watched countless videos over my time on YouTube and procrastinating and whatever, watching about journaling and why everyone should do it. And I remember thinking about myself a year ago, even 6 months ago, I would start and I would journal and I would be like, I'm doing this. And then 2 days would go by and I would slowly just stop and I just wouldn't do it. And because I wouldn't feel any benefit from it, I wouldn't see any reason why we were doing it. But recently I've been started journaling. I've been journaling for 2 months straight, and so I want to talk to you about my experience, what I have benefited from journaling. Because if someone like Marcus Aurelius can journal, and if someone like Epictetus journals on a regular basis, we should take some pointers and copy them to journal as well. So journaling is the single most powerful tool to create this inner fortress within us. Create this spiritual beast that can master itself. That we train our bodies, but we never train our mind. So we need to start training our mind and soul. There are many different tactics that you can do to journal, but there is no right or wrong way to journal. It's so important to just get the notebook out and just to write your thoughts. But the time that I have journaled, I have learned some tactics which have helped me to find deeper meaning within my life. And so maybe these tactics that I'm going to talk about, that I'm going to share with you, may help you as well. So let's get into it. So firstly, the first tip that I want to talk to you about is the trail of whys. And now I thank julienHimself, he's a YouTuber, and he's given me the inspiration to start this. But the trail of whys is getting out your notebook. And maybe you're feeling a little bit sad, a little bit anxious, a little bit worried, but you're not really sure why. You're just feeling this pressure on you. Ask yourself why. And ask yourself why. And ask yourself why. And countless times, just keep asking yourself why. And your brain will automatically go to, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But you gotta keep asking it. There is a reason why you're feeling like this. And by following the trail of whys, you're going to understand why you are feeling that way. Your brain is trying to say, I don't know, because it is trying to hide the fact. It's pushed down, this fact of yours is pushed down deep down. And so you've got to use this trail of whys to go deep into this maze to find out what the real issue is. And journaling and the trail of whys can really help you with this. So the first thing I do when I do journal, I do the trail of whys sometimes, but also I talk about stuff that I'm grateful for. And now it's very rare of me, and maybe for you, and maybe the society in general, that we take some time out of our lives to just appreciate 3 things that we are grateful for today. It might be the food we had at lunchtime. It might be that person we met when we were walking to the shop, you know? It could be anything, the weather. But just being grateful and acknowledging that something went right today and something felt and made you positive today can have such a big impact on your mindset throughout the day and also throughout the next day and the week and the month, because you just appreciate the smaller things a little bit more and you start to realize that, you know, it wasn't an awful day and you did something that made you happy and made you fulfilled and grateful. And doing this will allow you to have that sense of fulfillment, and it really helps me. So journaling can also be used as your accountability partner. Now, a Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink, take this to the extreme, and he says that everything in his life was down to him. Everything that he did wrong was down to him. Everything that he did right was down to him. The accountability mirror. And he took this to the extreme. But generally, write down your journal what you did wrong today. Did you skip that gym session? Did you not do that piece of revision that you were meant to do? Hold yourself accountable for that, because you're the only person that can put in that work, put in that time, put in the effort towards that goal you want to achieve, rather than putting the blame on someone else. Because if you put the blame on someone else and it's not your own fault, you're not going to take the action. And this relates to self-attack. And I've talked about this before and how it's helped me, but it may not help you. But DavidGoggins suggests that we use the ability of self-attack. You know, as an example, if you're fat or overweight, telling yourself you're fat or overweight, not lying it, saying the cold hard truth in the accountability mirror whilst journaling, and really just coming to terms with the facts. And the more times we're able to do that, and the more times we're able to not treat ourselves like we're different or that we're lying to ourselves, and we tell ourselves the facts, the more we can work on ourselves and become better. So lastly then, the last thing Marcus Aurelius did when he was journaling was visualization. Every morning he would wake up and he would write about the struggles he might face in the future, the problems that he might encounter, the people or the arrogant people that he might come across within the day. And he did this every morning, and this allowed him to visualize the scenarios that he may be in. And so his brain was prepared for that when he was in that situation or in that moment where then maybe there was a bit of panic or a bit of stress or a bit of worry. He was able to visualize that, and so when he was in that moment in time, he was better equipped and he was better prepared for what was about to happen. And now this allowed him to get the best out of every situation possible. What I do is when I wake up in the morning or before I go to sleep, I like to visualize my next day, not by journaling, but just by closing my eyes and visualizing it. But journaling is another great way to do it, and it does help a lot, so I do recommend doing this as well. So if you are going to start journaling from watching this video, which I hope you do, it's good to remember that the first 2-3 weeks of journaling, for me personally, I didn't feel anything. I'm not sure if it's just me or it may be you as well, but I didn't seem to have many benefits. But over time, and the more stressful situations I got into, I realized that I could deal with this stressful situation much more. The last 2-3 weeks of my life have been very busy, and I've been able to keep a cool head throughout the majority of it, and I generally believe it's because of journaling and writing down my worries and my thoughts and really viewing my problems from a third eye point of view. So it's just important to remember that you've got to keep pushing through. I know sometimes it can be boring or hard, but even if you're feeling great, journal about feeling great, because it's great to do, and it's great to look back to in the future. So I hope that you can start this into a healthy habit and for it to really improve your life. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you gathered some wisdom from it. Thank you all for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.